Welcome back to Sevtech Ages, and it's just about coming light. It's just about to get to dawn. I've dug out another room just for storage purposes and to keep that away from this machine for making boards quite easily. So I think what we need to do now is get a few things. One is to get some wood. I've put another shelves up. Shelves are just boards and a rock in a sort of chest armor shape with a rock at the head side of things. So we've got some food in here that we can actually use up. I've been collecting these wild berries as well. They count as fruit, so we've got fruit, grain, meat, and veg. So anything we actually need, and you'll see I've been eating more fruit. So bread and dried hide next. So we should get into looking at what we need for leather. Now, I've been out and around. I did find some sheep, but I didn't have any shears. I came back and crafted those. They're just for the usual flint knapping things with some twine, and now they work. But while out there, we managed to get a couple of different hides, and we can actually use those hides, sheep pelt, pig pelt. I assume we can just scrape all of them. So I think to do that, we just put them in here. Is that right? Yes, we get 3 raw hides and 2 raw hides. So we get 5 there. And then we think we've got to salt these. So I think we've got some salt around somewhere. Are you salt? Yes, it does take a little bit to get used to with having... oh, hang on. Is it not just... Let's go backwards. Here we've got leather. So we have to go back through wet tanned hide. That goes back through dried hide, which goes to salted hide. So we need our fluid bladder and our water supply. Now, you may notice if you're following along that you don't have infinite water in this, at least not water blocks, source blocks, as you probably used to using them. Where's my fluid bladder? Ah, there it is. Slightly annoying that we start out with these very visual chests, so used to just seeing them in inventory. Let's get rid of you, and let's go and get some of this hide converted. So, yes, you don't really have infinite source blocks. As you'll see, I start replacing them over here with just earth, just so I don't have the flowing water everywhere for that sort of purpose. You'll see one here. See, I've pulled the source block out, and it just isn't refilling as such. So I'm just going to drop down, grab that block, and I'll refill that in and again in a second. That wasn't the right block. Okay, neither of those were the right block. And we can combine all 3 of these to get salted hide and do the same thing again. So we're going to get the fluid bladder, take another source block, like you, and that again should work. So we'll convert all of this raw hide up into salted hide, and from salted hide, well, what was the next next thing from there? Dry first, so we've got to go on the drying racks. That's fine, and then we have to go via ground resin and more fluid bladder work. So the ground resin we can get from, I think, bark. I think it's going to say one of these things is bark when it actually rotates, or yeah, so we have to get bark of some kind, and that we get with work blade and some logs. So we need to chop down some trees as well. I'll get back to this, and then we'll get back to the base to do all that next bit. Okay, so we've scraped and salted the hides and put them up to dry. I've got another couple to go on there. What we're actually aiming for is a teepee. It's one of the achievements, and you need 5 leather and 5 sticks. So you have to go and hunt animals out there. And it's in here. After we get leather, of course, that's the first step, and this will let us sleep at home. So presumably we can get rid of the night cycle. We're also going to want the sleeping mat as well. That's probably going to need more leather. Let's just take a look. Sleeping mat. Yes, and it needs thatch thin slabs, which needs thatch. Okay, which comes from dry thatching or wet thatch, which comes from fresh thatching, which comes from rush tips. And I think I've actually got some of those. So, yeah, there they are. If you have a look at these, they're in here of some kind. Rush tips, there we go. So we can convert that across to thatching. Fresh thatching, that is. And what was the rest of it? Through here, dry thatching or kiln, wet thatch. So just 4 of those in a group, and we can put them in the kiln. And we can get them to dry. So again, only 1 at a time, but that will do fine. Hopefully they will transform fairly soon. Is that still wet? Yeah, it is still wet. Okay, so let's put those in. Oh, and there it is. It's changed. So we've got thatch. And what do we need to convert that across? Thatch thin. It's on the manual. It's on the chopping block. Okay, that should be relatively straightforward then. So we can just put those two on. Well, just one at a time, perhaps. But there we go. Put the other one on. Okay, and we got the 3 thatch thin strips. So we just need more leather, and we can get a sleeping bag for when we're out and about. So I'm going to put those on the shelf. And we'll come back to that when we have a surplus of leather, which we don't have yet, but there is our first set of dried hides. Let's put these on here as well. And I think we're going to need to resalt them with dried hide, salt, and again, a fluid bladder. No, I'm wrong. Clearly. Close. I'm probably very, very close. Leather, wet tanned hide. What do we need for you? Dried hide. Oh, it's the resin, isn't it? So that's bark. So if I take this and my work blade, can I get bark out of here? I can get bark out of here. And we get oak stripped log. Interesting. So if I get a few of those and take that out, and then can we grind that up into resin by this? Let's do this side of things. And it should come across anytime shortly, if that works. There we go. So resin. All right, so resin, hide, and salt, was it? No. I can never remember it. Wet tan hide, ground resin, dried hide, and fluid bladder. Okay, so we don't need any more salt. We are going to need more water, however. So there's the wet tanned hide. And I think we can put that up to turn into leather. Yeah, so we just have to wait for that to finish. Now, outside, I need to craft more barrels, and that does mean I want more of this. So let's just put some stairs up here for a second and pop this in the top so that we can use our axe just to get a few more boards, planks. And we're going to use this to gather rainwater so we don't have to keep depleting our nice little lake. We should be able to make a barrel. Yep, barrel of Vadis, quest complete. Put that outside, and then we decide where to put it. It has to be underneath the sky, of course, but it doesn't much matter where, so we'll leave it there. And I'll probably make some more of those. It just needs a slab at the bottom and then just boards up either side. So let's just grab a couple more of those. How many boards have I got? I've got 2 slabs, that will do, and 11 boards. I'm going to need 12 boards. There we go. And just pop one onto the bottom. I've got the boards here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and our crafting rock. Okay, and the same again, please. There we go. 2 barrels, which we can put outside. And it probably won't rain now for, months. But, I'm hopeful that we can get some renewable water source in here. Okay, and our first leather should now be ready to come off the drying racks. There we go. Leather, rinse, repeat. So I'm going to put these other 2 wet tanned hides on there. And we should be able to use leather now. So you'll see this quest book is now starting filling in quite rapidly. So the totemic ceremonies, they give me a totempedia. Okay, maybe rattle, flute, and drum. And that lets us spawn buffalo. Interesting. Okay. Horsepower grindstone, so we can get a horse to automate grindstones. That's excellent. And among horses, you can use parrots, buffalo, pigs, cows, llamas, and wolves to work. We're going to have a menagerie of animals. So we should be able to herd animals with a lead and a saddle if we have that around. So we should have a look. That's probably going to require leather, isn't it? Lead. Let's face it. Ooh, leather cordage, leather strips. Yes, it is going to require leather. Okay, and a saddle, of course. A saddle's going to require leather. Yeah. So we're going to have to go and hunt quite a few more animals to get started with this. I'm going to start with the TP, however, just to make sure I reset my spawn spot to here. I assume that's what it's going to allow me to do, if it's following vanilla Minecraft anyway. We've got some sticks. We just need the 2 of those to dry out. Alright, so we're just going to craft that leather up into our first TP, or our bed. I think it's going to require a lot more room than I've got in here, however, though, so I will have to move it outside. We have something left in our crafting rock. Yep, there we go. TP. And I guess I'm going to have to put it out here, and maybe I'll have to build this up. But, okay, to start. And let's put it there. No, can I only put it on Earth? We have enough Earth blocks to be able to do that. Grab those. I think it's 3 by 3, so let's give this a go. There we go. Ah, spider. And can we sleep? Yeah, there we go. So we're in bed, and hopefully it should turn into daytime. And it has. So I need to go and head out for some supplies. Specifically, I'm looking for sheep. So I'm going to go and... ooh, bats. I'm going to go and have a look. Oh no. Well, oh, wow. Oh, not again. No. I'm going to go look for sheep. Leave me alone. Here they are. Unsuspecting sheep that we can shear for their fleeces. It's not just a wool block, it's a fleece in this particular mod pack. We've got some nice lava fairly nearby our base. It's a fair walk, but it's not terribly far away. Hopefully all the sheep don't walk into it, as they may tend to otherwise. We've got some horses out here, and of course this is a large plain, so we could build on here as sort of our second home after the cave, I suppose. There is water over there. You can't really see it yet, but if I just start running a little bit, I need a bit more food. There we go, start running a little bit and head towards the water. You'll see it's a river. Now, our base is over that way. There's a big stone block sticking outside of the ground just to mark it when I get close. And of course, we've got this river. So this is quite a nice area if we wanted to build, you know, a building, or, you know, the kind of building based base. I haven't decided yet. If you have any ideas for what the base should be this particular mod pack, then do let me know in the comments. Otherwise, let's head back to the base and see if we can do anything with this fleece. Okay, so if we take, let's say, 3 fleeces and take our flint work blade, we can get string with them. That in turn we can turn it into cobwebs with sticks, so we're going to have to go and craft that one, unfortunately. But we need 2 of these, I think, to start off with. If I'm remembering what we need them for correctly. We'll see that in a short time. So let's just put those in and get our crafting rock. There we go. 1 cobweb. And the same thing again, so cross shape. Sticks in the corners. And another one. Okay, got to make another new crafting rock soon. Okay, so there's a couple of things we can now use cobwebs for. We've seen them in the last episode, I think, but we can make them to use strainers, and we're also going to need them for down here to upgrade to the Whopper Mark II, or the Wooden Hopper Mark II. So we need bark for that. We need a hopper and a cobweb, so we need bark first of all. We can do that by putting logs in here with our work blade. And do we need 5 bark? These, by the way, if you don't know what to use these strip logs for, you can use the same as the regular logs. So if we want to do that, we can go and grab them and put them in here. And then we can just, whoops, chop them up just like regular logs into boards. There we go. And I've decided not to upgrade this particular hopper because I don't mind it being a 1-slot hopper, to be honest, but we might well need a 4-slot hopper. So let's get that one on the go. So we want the hopper, we want a cobweb in the top slot. And then was it 5 bark? I hope so. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And our crafting rock is here. There we go. Supersize it. That's our Whopper Mark II. So that's one thing we can make with this. The other thing are the strainers, and the strainers are used to make or get renewable resources without having to destroy blocks and stuff. So the survivalist one, so if we look at that, that will get various forms of planks passively, some stone, some sticks, and some clay. I guess I'm not too in need of any of those. There's a survivalist strainer, dense. Now this we get ink sacs from, which I'm quite happy about. Don't necessarily need sand, dirt and sand, but gravel might be useful to get renewable source of flint. And shark teeth, I guess you could call that, which in turn will make the flame. I'm sorry, just the Burger King jokes at this point just become too much. This becomes the flame grilled Whopper. Whether we get a double XL Whopper with bacon, who knows? But yeah, so there's this is the gems that we get from the dark biomes, some charcoal dust, the Whopper Mark II, upgraded that with some planks, and yeah, red cedar is acquired by a totemic ceremony, so we need to do totemic stuff, but we can grind shark teeth down into bone meal if you want to. Okay, so we probably want the survivalist strainer. The other one is the Fisherman Strainer. And we can make, that's the recipe for it. Let's look at what we can actually get with it. Basically all the fish types. And lily pads, vines, bones, and bowls and sticks, etc. So if we want a renewable source of meat as a food, and we can get it from that. That doesn't break, however, so that'll be quite a useful thing. The strainer base itself, we're going to need to make that probably first. That's going to need a Whopper Mark II, so it's a good job we made one. Along with another chest, some boards, and some sticks. So I'm going to need more boards. The survivalist strainer we make with sticks and 6 string. So let's just grab some string. I've got 6. I did strip down another one of those fleeces. Whoops, actually. Let's make sure it's in the bottom sets. Okay, there is our dense net. And then we surround that with sticks, I take it. So let's just put a dense net down and sticks. Where's my stick supply? 31 left. You can get a lot of sticks once you have that work blade. Just go and slash at tree leaves and you get more than enough sticks to do pretty much anything you need. Oops. Oh, the crafting rock broke. Can I use the other crafting rock that was just hanging around? Good, I can. There's one. And I guess we should just make the other one while we're at it. And you will need to make this dense version, this dense survivalists, in order to get this achievement, this quest done. So we may as well just make at least one. They don't stack, that's annoying, but otherwise fine. And the rest is boards. So we need another chest. And I'm not sure if I've mentioned, but if you ever need any of these rocks, you can just put cobblestone, you'll get these rocks back out, so that is not terribly hard to make them rather than go forage for them. So again, let's get that chest done. Okay, give me the chest. And now it's that there. We want the flame grill, no, not the flame grill Whopper, the Whopper Mark II. We want 4 boards, so I'm going to have to go and chop this one up. There we go. 5. 4 should do us. 1, 2, 3, 4. The sticks, and what was the other one? Was it just the... That was it? Yeah, okay. So there's a strainer base. And we get this is getting strenuous achievement. Alright, now I don't know whether this requires running water or just static water, so I think I'm going to go and put it in the lake. I did come out here. Oh, yes. I met a creeper. Let me just put it somewhere where I can sort of verify still water. And if it doesn't work, then of course we'll go and put it in running water. That's not much of an issue. Now, does that need to be one further down? It looks like it should be, doesn't it? Okay, let's see if that will work if I put you one further down. That looks more like it. And then we can put our survivalist strainer in there, and that looks pretty good. Apart from this now. Apart from this area. Yeah. I'm not sure if I like the lack of infinite water, but we do have those barrels for rainy days. So, yeah. You can put the bait slots in there. I'm just going to leave them alone for now. These are other types of strainers, obviously. Probably more durable versions of the strainer. Doesn't really give me an indication as to what bait I can use, but I would suggest it's probably going to be for the fisherman side of things. Don't know. We'll see. If anyone knows what bait you should use with those, feel free to let me know. Otherwise, I will look into it further, perhaps for next episode. So we now got the strainer up and running. Has there been any rain? No, there hasn't. Of course not. Whenever you put those out, it just stops raining completely. It's just a rule. Okay, what do we need to do next? Okay, so the Totemic Ceremony stuff said it crafts a rattle, flute, and drum. So the rattle is here. Needs a stick and some jingles, which just appears to be bones and sugar canes. I did get some sugar canes on my quest for sheep, but I guess we should put a renewable farm down. I should go and get more of them to get that if we're going to need more. Let's see what we need for these. So there we go. And that with a stick should get us our rattle. Okay, our flute. And there's an infused flute or a regular... Oh, we're going to need more sugar canes. Okay, we're going to need grass as well. So that's probably going to need me to take my shears with me, which I've got. And then I think we may just wait till sundown. Use our TP to get back to sun up, and then I can go and have a look for some sugarcane. And there's just none around here. Well, yeah, there's just none around here. Is that some over there? Way in the distance, maybe. Maybe there. In any case, I need to go and explore, and the sun's about to set, so we can go and do that off camera, and I'll come back once I've got some more sugarcane. One short excursion later, I've got a little bit more sugar canes. I've put some more out to plant out front next to the lake, so hopefully they will do the job. And this hopefully should give us a flute. Yep, there we go. One flute. And what was the other thing? The drum? Drum. You're going to require leather? Of course you're going to require leather. Good thing, while I was out, I just had to pick up some more pelts. So I'm going to go through that whole process again. Where's my flint work blade? Did it deposit into the chests? It's going to be deposited somewhere. Can we see the flint work blade? Is that it? No, that's a hatchet. Okay, let's just deposit all of this stuff into chests and see how much stuff it can fit. Not very much at all, as it turns out. Okay, let me find the work blade and I'll start converting everything back into leather again. You've already seen that, so I need to do that on camera. Okay, so I did go and get some more leather from some more animals. Made the drum, which is the other ingredient, the sort of totem ingredient. And here it is. So shake, rattle, and roll is done. And it's now saying we need to go and create buffalo. Okay, but that is something else. Let's just first of all see if there's anything in our traps. Well, our trap. Yes, there is. We got some gravel. Can we just make directly flint from that? Now that we have something else. Crafting. No, we just use our grass fiber mesh, I suppose. Can I go into anything else that we currently have? Anvil, no. No, nothing of that. So just our regular fiber mesh. So let's go and create that. What you also get is this Totempedia, very much a Native American sort of mod that we got here called Totemic, quite appropriately enough, which is where our TP comes from, of course. So now we need to just get some processing done. So let me just grab this, and let's get some flint on the go. And let's just put that back temporarily. Okay, so we need some flint. This is for the last ingredient, well, last ingredient for the moment, which is the wind chimes. So if I put those in, I think we just need some more string, which means I need a fleece from somewhere. I think I have just enough. Well, I've got 18. I may have fleeced quite a few sheep while I was out there. So we've got some string and lots of things I don't really need right now. So yeah, we've got the string, and that can be made. Let's put you in here. One there. And then I think we can dump everything we don't need back into the chest. Not that there's much space in those as well. Let's get that back in there. Grab this. And there's our wind chimes. So why do we need all these different ingredients? And here's a whittling knife. You just need to use a stick for the knife. You just use whittling. Yeah, whittling knife. Just a piece of flake flint and a stick, and you're going to need some logs. It doesn't much matter which kind, they're all sort of equivalent. And then you can perform ceremonies. So what is a ceremony? Well, you use instruments nearby to a totem. And we don't have any totems just yet. And this is why this has got some durability damage. Because I created one and tried to move it, and you can't move it. So wherever you put it, it's going to be there for a while, unless you destroy it. So if we just go here and right click, we get a totem base. Now we can build these up into totem poles quite high, up to 6 meters, I think. But I think we should be able to get away with the totem base by itself to do some of these. So let's get started. We can put a totem drum here. That may be useful. And then we need to look at the totempedia. So if, for example, I want some rainwater, we should be able to cause it to rain. And in order to do that, well, we're going to have to select which ritual we want. So if we have a look in here, you'll see, this has already got it, that's the rain dance ceremony. Let's just go back up to the top so you can see what I mean. So ceremonies, rain dance, and there's a drought one to turn off the rain if you wanted to. But next page, we get a rattle and a flute. And there's an explanation how that works, but just so you get the idea, I'm just going to go through that myself. So if we get a rattle and a flute, if we shift or sneak right click with both of them, we'll start a ceremony. Now I'm going to have to start hitting the drum and this rattle at the same time. It's going to move that top blue bar across. And more importantly, now let's wait for it to be done. I'm just going to use all instruments. This is quite a hard one to start. There we go. Did you work? No, you didn't. However, I did get an infused flute. Not sure that's what I actually wanted. Let me just try that again. So rattle. So this is the rain dance. Yeah, so we need to get that blue bar across the top before the bottom one gets across to the right hand side. So it's a race really. So having these multiple instruments moves that across further. But at some point it won't let me use instruments anymore. It'll be, you know, reduced benefit. There it is. That's a reduced benefit. So we can use our flute to finish that off, and we get rain. More importantly, that will then cause rain to go in our barrels. So this is really good. I like this idea whatsoever. But the one that it wants us to do for the achievements requires us to go and do the Mandan Buffalo ceremony. So it basically turns cows into buffaloes. We need the drum and we need wind chimes. Okay, so we have to pick this up. The drum we can pick up, even though it'll make a musical noise. We need to take other things with us. I think we've got everything we need. We've got some wood to make into a totem base. And we should be able to go for cows. Now, the totem base can be extended, as I said before, into a full totem pole. And each segment of the pole you can carve using that knife with various different buffs. So you can give yourself speed buffs, jump boost, all those kinds of things. And you just basically shift right click when you've got the knife out to be able to see you know, everything you need to, to be able to change between different modes. Then right click on the wood and it will turn into that particular buff. So it'll be things like the bat or the rabbit or something like that. It depends on what you carve. And are there any cows out here? Ooh, that looks like a cow. Yep. Hopefully it won't run away too quickly. Let's just get a wood log here to our unsuspecting cow. There we go. And we're going to carve that up. Where's my knife? Into a totem base. Good. And now we want the drum, don't we? Okay, and what does it say we needed? Drum and wind chime. Alright, so let's move that across. Where's our wind chimes? Now, Are wind chimes placed or are they played? Looks like they're played. So, let's just get you out of the way. 1. Maybe we have to place them somewhere. 'Cause you'd expect them being wind chimes, you know, that's where you put them. So let's just put, let's say, them here. Haha, see? Okay, so now we got to just fill this up without actually hitting the cow too much. And will that turn you into a buffalo? Well, let's give this a go. Will you stop? Oh, looks like magical. Oh, you look like a buffalo. And let's see. Are we intending to say hello to the buffalo? Buffalo? Oh, come back. Where'd you go? This is getting more like Eco by the second. Buffalo. At least it doesn't go aggressive. Or, well, I hope not. Come back. Cow. Yeah. There we go. Okay, ancient animals. We got the achievement. Good, good, good. So we're going to have to take our wind chimes back with us. But what did we get? We got anything? What did we pick up? Doesn't look like anything in particular. Unless I'm missing it, I could be blind. Ah, buffalo tooth. Okay, fair enough. Okay. And we'll pick up some of those bushes to get more... Oh, the wind chimes just play just by themselves. Cool. Let's grab you to go back with us, I hope. Yep, we can. And the same thing with the drum. We'll have to leave that there, but this will be fine to leave as is. There's no real problems. So back to the base. Okay, we're back at the base. I just used the rest of the leather to craft the sort of mobile sleeping bag kind of thing, the sleeping mat. And we can change that between whether we want to toggle the spawn, or change the spawn point on or off. And I guess we could use that in place of the TP if we wanted to, while we're back here at the base. However, it's going to be fine. That should be good while I'm out looking for villages and such similar things to start trading with. It stopped raining finally. We got some water in here. I guess that fills over time, but it's not filled these two, so maybe I need to move them a little bit further apart. Let's just do that actually. Let's see if that has any effect. Let's just grab you from here. And, you know, we can just start up the ceremony again to make it rain. Okay, so I think we're done with this episode. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. If you've got any comments about where you think we should go in the totem ceremonies, more than welcome. I will be taking a look in here between the episodes to see how well, see what we want to use next. However, feel free to let me know in the comments below. So if you'd like to subscribe and share, feel free to as normal. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for probably some more totemic stuff in Sevtech Ages.